What up, what up, what up, ladies and gents? It is a crazy snowy day. Yeah, it's wild out here today, but I want to make sure I'm doing a video every day. I don't know if I'll put this up today, but you know, I got to keep the habit of a video a day. And either way, you know, we got to hustle, make things happen. So in this video, I'm about to go shovel a couple clients' house and stuff like that. They're elderly or they don't even live at the property anymore. So I told them I'd take care of it. So I got to get up and take care of it. So, but before I go about my business today, I wanted to discuss the 4 paths of wealth. And this initial thought process of these 4 paths was created by, I forgot his name, Tom something, Rich Habits, Tom Corley. He was an accountant who had assessed and analyzed the habits of a bunch of different millionaires. And he came to certain conclusions, which were in his book, audio book also, great book. But I want to talk about the 4 paths he kind of laid out. Now, I'm talking about the 4 paths to becoming a millionaire because, one, it is my goal to become a millionaire in the next 10 to 15 years. And even if I don't become a millionaire, I know that I'm far more likely to become close to a millionaire as possible, going about one of these roads rather than just trying to do whatever or trying to figure it out the long way or the hard way. And I want the same for us as an audience, where we're kind of thinking about exactly what is going to be our method to financial independence, to financial abundance, so that we can get out of the rat race. You know, my goal isn't necessarily money, even though money is the tool. It's the freedom of not having to be, I need a check, I don't have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 for an emergency. You know, F all that. How can we set up our lives for the next 10, 15 years so that the rest of our lives we can live a lot more abundantly? So there's 4 paths to becoming a millionaire, right? There's the saver, the dreamer, the company, and the virtuosos. I don't know if I said that correctly, but those are the 4 paths. So the first path, and I don't know if it's the most common path, but it's the easiest path. It's the saver's path, right? 22% of millionaires, through consistent saving and investing, achieve millionairehood, you know, 25, 30, 35 years. There was even an example that stated that $400 every month for 40 years, 7% on average returns, and you'll hit $1 million. The only thing is that that's over 40 years. But that is the most common method. You're working at your middle-class job, middle-class income, and consistently 20, 30, 40% of your income. I mean, standard is, they say 10%, but right now, you probably need to do 20, 30% of your income, just consistently saving and investing in your 401k, your RRA, or whatever, over 30, 40 years, and you'll hit a millionaire. Now, the second path is the dreamer. This is the most inspiring, yet the most challenging. 28% of the millionaires studied reported following their dream and never giving up. Relentless work ethic, willingness to make sacrifices, genuine love for what they do, a dream and determination to never give up, even when times are challenging. On average, these individuals are, you know, becoming a famous author, becoming a business person. I would even consider becoming a salesman in there. And often they said the average timeline was 12 years for this, which is why I come up with that 10 to 15 mark for myself. The average timeline in here is 12 years for the dreamer. The company path, this was 31% of millionaires basically devote their lives to the company. So it's exactly how it sounds. You start on the bottom, you work your way up. Over 30 years, you become a millionaire, saving and investing. You probably get some stock options, and maybe you'll get to the executive level in the company. But that also ties into the saver path, which you're basically saving and investing over a long period of time at the company or chosen occupation you're at. The virtuosos is the best of the best. These are extremely talented individuals like Michael Jackson, or very skilled musicians and athletes. I try not to focus on this one because this is very rare, you know. So the first 3 is a lot more realistic for most people. But either way, you know, you could be very talented. So a couple notes, mainly on the dreamer path. The dreamer has some other notes. It's the hardest path. It's usually a business, actor, author, musician. 12 years on average. 28% of the millionaires surveyed. $7.4 million was their annual net income, or I'm sorry, net wealth, net assets, or maybe just their assets, after the 12 years. Most rewarding thing they have done with their life, they stated they love what they did for a living and it showed up in their bank account. Must be willing to work long hours and handle financial stress. Worked more than 61 hours per week before achieving goals. Weekends and vacations were non-existent. If risk adverse, this path is not for you. Most investors cite long, regular, consistent investing for a period of time for success, long-term plans for success. Top five careers were engineers, CPAs, teachers, attorneys, and middle management. These people are methodical and intentional. They make goals and they stick to a plan. It all comes down to belief. You're not going to sacrifice for a goal you don't believe is possible. I'll end it off with this. Everything you say yes to now is saying no to something now or in the future, and vice versa. So I want to leave that at that. Real quick, lastly, my path. You have to think about what path you're on. It is, again, the safer path is just to save or work at a company. Do a combination of those two. Save and work at a company, and you just build up over time. Me personally, I'm a dreamer. I've been dreaming about the same thing I've been dreaming about for the last 10 years. I've unfortunately allowed life circumstances and issues with my child's mother and the courts and relationships and friendships that I shouldn't have been involved in. I've allowed a lot of stuff to deter me. Fortunately, in my early 30s, I am at the point where I see things a lot more clearly. And so I'm going to give myself another 10 years to focus on this dream and get where I want to be. It's either make it here or truly die trying. And overall, what my assessment and my goal is at this point is to build in real estate sales, sell a certain number of houses consistently and continually over the next 5 to 7, 10 years. We're going to be automated out of existence, but I believe we have at least 5 years left, maybe 10. So I'm thinking we're in between that 5 and 10 year space where there's no more agents needed, in my opinion. Could be shorter, could be less, but that's what I'm seeing. So my goal is over the next 5 to 10 years, mainly 5, prospect, build a database of black homeowners in New York City, between Brooklyn and the Bronx, and maybe even Queens, but build a database of black homeowners as well as investors and big property owners. Mainly focus on property owners, but mainly black property owners. And build this database and scale up continually where, I help them sell their home, or those who are looking to sell over the next 5 to 10 years in New York City, as well as, I basically compile their data and get to know who they are and be able to take that data and sell them different services in 5 to 10 years. So my goal is I have to prospect and make 35 contacts a day. Out of those 35 contacts, I have to get the information of 5 property owners, which is going to be, their name. I already have their address because I'm going to be knocking on their door or calling their residence. So I'm going to have their address. I'm going to have their name. I'm going to get their get their telephone number, or I might already have it. I'm going to ask them for their email and for me to follow up and keep them in touch on the market. I'm going to do this over 5 years, 35 contacts a day. Either way, the numbers are in 10 years, I'll have like a database of 10,000 people that I have their email addresses and their data for. And so from there, I want to be able to transfer that and go into, maybe I offer them CPA advisory services, or I'll do their taxes if taxes are still around, or I'll do financial management. I don't care if it's 30 years from now or 10 years from now. I believe that people will still need financial advisors and financial management because everybody's broke. So we need help. And the fact that we're going to a more technological and tokenized economy, I definitely believe that people are going to need assistance with their finances. So I definitely want to go to school for accounting over the next 5 years, as well as transfer into finance and, really learn the ins and outs of the financial game on Wall Street or at a higher level, So that's what I'm seeing for the next 10 years. And that's why I give myself 10 to 15 to truly be a millionaire. Maybe 5 to 7 years of real estate sales, building a database. I get my accounting degree. I get my go to school for finance, etc. Either I go work for a wealth management company, preferably a black wealth management company, or I start off in some type of Wall Street firm or something of that sort in a couple years, 5 to 7 years after I graduate and stuff like that. But my focus, the foundation, is real estate sales, you know, because real estate sales is the tool or the strategy where I'm going to get out there in front of people, talking to people every day, and, you know, speaking to people about selling their home. And then, like, even if they're not selling right now, just add them to my database and become, build a relationship with them where they can become clients. And even if they don't become clients, I'll have a database of 10,000 people, which is powerful when you understand networking and having a lot of people that know you and you know them. It's powerful to be able to have a couple hundred, couple thousand people at your beck and call that you can call and, hey, you remember? Yeah, so how are you? How's the family? Good, good. Listen, I'm in insurance. I'm in financial advisement. I do taxes. I'm still in real estate. Just want to see if you need anything. Great. Are you still getting my weekly emails? Awesome. By the way, who do you know that might need my services? Excellent. Listen, if anyone comes to mind, I ask that you keep me in mind. I definitely want to stay in touch with you on a bi-monthly, on a every other month or whatever, quarterly basis. Is that okay? Sure, Mr. Harris. Great. You know, so that's what I'm seeing for my 10 to 15 year path. And that's a plan that I've spent all day kind of thinking on. But for you guys, think about what is your millionaire pathway forward. There is no right or wrong pathway as long as we focus on one and get to it. You know, that's my overall assessment on things. So I appreciate you tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I gotta go do some shoveling and some cleaning and stuff like that. But I'll talk to you soon. Have a blessed one. Later.